Hello folks, it is day 2. My internal clock was feeling charitable this morning and let me sleep until 3:50 a.m. instead of 3 a.m. on the dot. So we're rocking with a little more, I guess, a little more sleep in the chamber than we had going into day 1, but I was surviving off of pure adrenaline and just sheer excitement to be alive yesterday in general. So we powered through, but then we were out like a light. It doesn't even open till 9 o'clock in the morning, but even just standing in line, spending the time just people watching, looking at everybody in their cosplay. If you are a cosplayer, you are my hero. Genuinely, shout out to everybody who, one, has the budget to do that, but commits. The people here who've gone all out. I saw this family the other day. They all had incredible different cosplays of their own. The daughter was Fennec Shand, and it almost genuinely brought me to tears because I was like, that is life goals, and that is what you don't see on the internet. The MC of the animation panel, he told us, he was like, take a look around this room before we all get started and just acknowledge and revel in the fact that you're in a room right now with a bunch of people who love the exact same thing as you. How often does that happen? Everybody here, and you know everybody here is freaking dedicated because we all, many of us traveled from across the globe, whatnot. We're out here rocking on Lord knows how much sleep, jet lag, all of that. But everybody here is here because they truly, genuinely love Star Wars. And now I totally, fully see, why and people enjoy Star Wars Celebration so much, because that being one of the primary reasons, because you get to just revel in the presence of so many other fans who live and breathe this shiz. There are thousands of people here. I have never seen this many people in one place in my entire freaking life. My brain cannot comprehend it. I will be going to the Andor panel with Alex this morning, first thing, so I'm gonna go get in the line for that shortly. And yes, that might sound crazy that we're queuing up at 6 o'clock in the morning and doors don't even open till 9. The panels don't even start till 10, but there, like I said, I've never seen this many people in one place. I don't even know how they had tickets. I don't even know how they can pack this many people. And I just want to give a shout out to all of the staff and crew here, many of which are obviously just Japanese locals who are here working at the venue. I saw them getting treated like garbage at times yesterday, first thing in the morning before doors even opened, when people were queuing and getting frustrated and getting lost and not knowing where they were going and realizing that they were in the wrong queue and then had to go wait in a whole separate line. I saw people lashing out at these poor staff members who were just working tirelessly. They are God warriors, just trying to do their job, and I thought were doing a great job. So I just want to give shout out to them and apologize for some of the behavior that I witnessed that was just very disheartening. But other than that, things have been freaking great. Yes, I understand if people are getting frustrated because they realize they have to go wait in a completely different queue on the other side of the premises, a complete mile away. It's valid because a lot of people traveled over here, but again, that just goes to reiterate, the lengths that people are willing to travel and go to. And like I was saying, the cosplayers here, it's just so freaking epic. They are the coolest people I've ever seen. If you're a cosplayer, just know you are my idol. You are a God warrior, and I apologize for just gawking at you, but I've just been doing so much people watching. It's just been amazing. So day 2, we've got Andor panel on the celebration stage. That's going to be exciting, and I get to go in that with Alex and Amanda, I believe, so that will be fun. Then immediately after, we have our photo op with HAYDEN CHRISTENSEN. Y'all, I actually kept it together when I met Sam Witwer yesterday, and I was by myself because we all had separate missions in the morning. Tom was going to the Mando and Grogu panel, Alex was going elsewhere, Amanda was going somewhere, and then I was just going to meet Sam Witwer first thing. Oh my god, it was crazy. But I kept it together. It's gonna be a packed day, and then Tom's going to the Ahsoka panel this afternoon. We got a lot of ground to cover. Holy smokes, and it's only day 2, and day 1 alone, if someone had said, hey, it's over after day 1, and that's it, and that's your only opportunity to experience this, it still was oh my god, worth it and more. I was I would 1000% do this again, and I'm so grateful that I did this and that we traveled here to Japan for this, because even if we just got day one already. So much has freaking happened. It was one of the craziest, coolest days of my life. Already that alone was so fulfilling, and I'm just so grateful to be here. So we're gonna go head out to day two. Alex was able to get into the merch store first thing in the morning, so he snagged me this amazing anime shirt that I'm gonna wear, that's gonna go perfectly with my jacket that I'm wearing today that y'all have seen, my Across the Stars jacket. So stay tuned, y'all, for some day two shenanigans. Once again at probably 6:45 again in the morning, we headed on over, and seriously, y'all, they are not kidding when they say to get in line early, because everybody's just ride or die here, packed in.
We're too busy stretching in line and waiting in line and making sure that we don't fall over or fall asleep before we get to see Andor.
What was the highlight of your day yesterday?
Surviving. I was waiting in ADA line for 3 hours, and we went in. We waited in another line for an hour, and we finally got in, and it was insane. I didn't manage to get Kat her jersey. It's very, very unfortunate.
It's okay. The thought.
The one thing that you wanted that none of us wanted.
The thought was there, and you clutched up and got me this other shirt.
And I honestly didn't even think that it was going to be that popular. I was like, oh, I'll be able to find it. So I looked for everything else, and then I went over, and all the girls were just crowded.
Basic taste, I guess.
Yeah, all the basic white LA girls were crowded around. They were even grabbing all the extra larges. I was like, wow, they're not going to fit in that, but they're grabbing it anyway. Yeah, they're like, we need it, we need this. And then there was a situation where one person actually put it back on the rack, and then a girl ran over. She's like, oh my god, can I take this? And then she like screamed, yay! I was like one of the first 15 people to get in there, and after an hour, almost everything was gone.
Dang, ransacked.
And then when I went back with Amanda, the mannequins were ransacked.
I'm like, they don't even have the displays anymore.
No, maybe a couple pins, a few Jar Jars left. It's definitely an experience, and I'm glad we did that on the first day, because
get it over with.
Yeah, that was a mess. And I felt bad for all the people that waited in line for like 3+ hours, and they didn't get anything. But yeah.
Any more announcements in the pipeline?
Well, you got to see Maul. I found that to be pretty cool. That we're getting more animation. Oh yeah, Starfighter with Ryan Gosling.
Holy film.
That's the thing.
Yes.
Well, this is day. What day is this? Day 20 something?
Well, for you guys.
In Japan, day 20 something of waking up early and doing everything we possibly can. Because Amanda is a busy bee that likes to do everything and take full advantage of the trip, which is great. Because if it were up to me, I would just sleep. Yeah, we gotta hang out more. The only time we ever hang out is when we travel to Japan.
I know. We live so far away in LA, we might as well rendezvous in another country.
If we had better public transit like they do here, we'd probably be able to hang out more. If Japan can do it, why can't we? California is one of the biggest GDPs in the world. Why can't they put in a bullet train? Japan has it all together, man. We need to replicate this.
Yeah, they're in the future, we're not.
Or we just move here.
We actually caught one way out, y'all. I cannot even convey with words how electric this was, how absolutely sick this was to witness and be there in the room. I was really hoping that there was going to be something orchestrated like this amongst the fans, because they had done this at the London celebration, so I was so ecstatic to see that a group of, I think they said this was like over 120 people who came and represented and did this. It was so freaking amazing. I'm not even freaking ashamed to admit this. I genuinely had tears like in my eyes just from the visceral, just sheer outpouring of love and the dedication from this group of fans who all came together to do this. Look at Darth Maul. Darth Maul as a Narkina 5 prisoner was sending me. But this was just genuinely so freaking cool. Like, every single one of these people, the coolest people freaking ever. Everybody who went out and did cosplay. Every time I saw somebody going out like this, I just felt so emo for some reason, in a good way, a happy emo, because seeing other people's love just radiating for Star Wars, it just made me verklempt. It just made me really just so grateful and happy to be there, and just seeing other fans who have this outpouring of love
again, I'm trying to convey this feeling as best as I can without the words to do so, but it was just so freaking cool.
Who's the person in charge of this group? All right, come over here. You're gonna have to. There's no way. Hang on. All right, let me try to. Oh, this is gonna be dangerous. Excuse me. No way out.
No way out.
No way out.
Wait.
All right.
And then we got to watch the first episode of Andor. They freaking dropped that on us. Genuinely was not expecting that, but I had to miss actually the last 10 minutes because we literally immediately had to run, because then we had a Hayden Christensen meet and greet photo op like moments after that panel ended. But then later on in the day, we saw the Andor cast and crew just doing an interview, getting photo ops and whatnot, and there was a huge crowd of people here, obviously, just cheering them on, which was so cool. They were engaging with the crowd so much. It was awesome.
We just met Hayden.
Just met him.
Get in it. Get in there. Yeah.
But yes, we met Hayden, and then I was unfortunately unable to make it into the Ahsoka panel that afternoon, but it's fine. If anything, this might have been my favorite, just one of my favorite bits of downtime that I had during Celebration, because Tom was able to go and see the Ahsoka panel that afternoon, and I had about an hour to myself to just peruse the floor and soak in all this epic cosplay and just basically do sightseeing. If you have nothing else going on at Celebration, you will not be bored if you just go out, and you don't even have to go out. Just if you're there, you will see some of the most epic cosplay you have seen in your life. I met Neil. You could see just the happiness on my face here. I was living my best life. Aside from the cosplay, obviously, there's so much to take in. I actually had no idea that they had this much just replicas, not even replicas, actual props and whatnot that you could buy if you had an extra 100,000 grand sitting around. They had this gorgeous manga pavilion dedicated to Visions. Obviously, there's just so much that you could take in. Obviously, the merch, y'all. That rotating belt of jackets. I saw so many people wearing these. I think Daddy Josh got one of these. Shout out, that Darth Maul one is epic. There's just so much that you can take in throughout the day. So you hear about Star Wars Celebration, my obvious question was, well, what do you do if you don't get into panels? Just what do you do during your downtime of the day? There is no downtime because you're clocking like 20,000 steps. Holy smokes, I forgot I found this Darth Malgus. Oh my god, I was freaking out, y'all. You're just getting in your steps, soaking in the crowd. Speaking of, oh my goodness, I was so severely underprepared for just the sheer amount of people that there were going to be here. I was hearing from some other folks who are more seasoned Celebration veterans that this was a particularly crowded celebration, that perhaps they might have oversold tickets, which I believe, because you really had to maneuver like a sardine through a lot of these crowds. And that's coming from me as a small person. Like, I take advantage of being a little shrimp and being able to weasel my way in and out throughout people. But oh my gosh, I was living my best life. Y'all might have seen this on my Instagram story. Look at this. I had no idea that people came out and did this. This guy on a full-fledged freaking tauntaun. What in the frick? Like, meaning complimentary. I say that with the utmost compliments. Y'all know how I feel about tauntauns. So I was living my best life there. Just so much to freaking take in. You will not be bored. Obviously trying to fight the urge to buy every single figure that you see here. Shout out to the Jedi Fallen Order love, and even Starkiller. Obviously freaking out over this Hayden from Ahsoka figure. There was just love for every single bit of the franchises here. Even obviously Ronan from Visions, which I did not realize was going to be so important until the next day. The Bad Batch, y'all, there was a huge outpouring of love for the Bad Batch in the animation panel, which was really exciting to hear. every single figurine that you could possibly imagine. Obviously, Ezra, just so much to take in and appreciate, and try to fight the urge to not spend all of your money on it. But I also don't have any square footage left for anything like this, so my collection is I already don't have a way of displaying any of the many gifts that a lot of you guys have sent me that are in a similar vein as this. Like Turgle, y'all. They had Turgle. That's what I'm saying. And then they had this jump scare of Cal Kestis with a freaking mullet and a handlebar mustache. And then I was like, oh, thank God, you can replace his heads. Anyway, we were able to snag these Andor posters later in the day.
Snag the Andor poster.
And then Tom and I both just had some downtime to walk the floor again. We finally headed into the manga pavilion, which was just absolutely gorgeous. So much just beautiful artwork and love for Visions, which I am so freaking ready, y'all, for Visions Season 3 and seeing the love for it here. And I guess there's not much necessarily internet discourse about Visions because it's deemed not canon, but dare I say there was quite an outpouring of love for it here. Just all this gorgeous artwork, and oh my gosh, that freaking lightsaber, like it was just very like you could just walk around and take in the sights and hours will go by. By that time in the evening, it had died down a little bit. I think this was maybe like 5 o'clock-ish or so. So we actually had a chance to go into the most coveted, the most poppin' of the stores with the merchandise, the Hot Toys store. Malgus again, y'all. Oh my gosh, I'm freaking the frick out. But you will see it was ransacked in here, but we were grateful that we happened to just have the opportunity. There was no line well, there was a little queue actually by the time that we had gone in, but nowhere near as deep as it had been throughout the rest of the day. This was definitely the most hectic of the merch store options, but obviously for good reason. Freaking look at it, y'all. Trying not to spend. Thankfully we didn't. We went in for one thing in mind and we came out with just a few more extras in our cart, so
I love how it's Darth Maul.
Oh, Manny Jacinto's on the stage right now.
Surrounded by, oh, let's go.
Magic. You just gotta be careful, but I wish I could have taken even my lightsaber or my mask, but I mean, getting to share it with everybody is the best.
Yeah, this was so awesome. I don't even have words for this. The love that Manny Jacinto got during his appearance on the live stage. It was really epic to see him be gifted his helmet from the stranger and whatnot, and to hear the crowd going crazy for him. That was really cool. Later that afternoon, we were able to check out our final panel, which was the video game announcement, y'all.
I'm Greg Furch. I'm the game director at BitReactor. I originally pitched this game to Lucasfilm, and my job is to oversee the entire development of Zero Company. I've been a Star Wars fan since I saw A New Hope in the theaters when I was 4 years old. So I think you can all imagine like my reaction, right? Mm-hmm. Lots of excitement followed by lots of anxiety.
And then we just spent the rest of the evening. I thought the day was over, but they kept bringing out all these epic guests onto the live stage. We had Tamora Morrison, Daniel Logan. Ashley Eckstein made an appearance. Oh my gosh, she is just too pure for this world.
Day 2 recap, friends. Haven't checked in with y'all because holy shnikes, this was a busy day. Dare I say, I think today flew by faster than yesterday because we had to bam, 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 get up again 3:50 in the morning. First thing a.m. Andor panel. They dropped the first freaking episode on us. Get the frick locked in. Holy frick. Was not expecting that. The eruption of energy in the room when Diego Luna announced that they were going to whip out the full first episode. I mean, what else did they have in the chamber at that point? We've gotten like every trailer preceding that. So, I mean, they pulled out the big guns. We're wrapping up today. Friggin' photo op with Hayden Christensen. Holy shnikes, holy shnikes, holy shnikes. I clearly didn't cease to exist because I'm still here. We're still going. It moves so quickly. They're like bam, bam, bam. If anything, it's an anxiety-inducing. Move fast. They're trying to keep the line going, so it didn't give me time to have a mental or emotional breakdown. So that's good. Gaming panel, new game, freaking amazing. Today just flew by. I cannot believe it's already our last day tomorrow. We're running on fumes, a prayer, sleep deprivation, and a dream. We're gonna check in tomorrow, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, and we spent all of our money. We've got posters. These were free, but we've got some exciting merch. So stay tuned. Maybe we'll do a little haul when we get back. One day left, baby. Let's get it. Good evening, friends, and welcome to the post-Star Wars Celebration after party mini vlog, where I will be bearing my soul to y'all and confessing, coming out as a Taco Bell addict. In truth, I am a Taco Bell fiend. Many of y'all. You know what? Better word for it. Better word for it. Except connoisseur. That is a fancy way of putting it. The subtext being I have an unhealthy obsession. So unhealthy that it has traveled across the Pacific with us and has guided us to the Taco Bell in the vicinity of the Star Wars Celebration venue. Listen, they wouldn't have hosted it here if they didn't want us to try Japanese Taco Bell. So that's what we're doing this evening. Just had to. You know, just had to. Is it shameful?
You want to throw out your disclaimer about how Taco Bell is your vegan option?
Oh, sure, yes. To justify our obsession, many of you guys do know that I am a vegetarian up in here, and Taco Bell has a bad rep. But it is genuinely one of the few, if not the best, fast food options for a vegetarians. Sorry, we're not firing on all cylinders right now. Brain power is low, but that's why we're going to reinvigorate it with a veggie burrito. We're going to try the cinnamon twists, which are, of course, a United States staple. But we're going to try as well the Choco Dia, which is something they have here that we do not have in the United States. It appeared to literally just be a tortilla with some sort of mysterious chocolate spread on the inside. Whether it is Nutella or not, or something.
Mystery spread.
Mystery spread.
Japanese spread. What it's all about.
I trust. I have faith. We're going to find out. And then we're probably going to pass the frick out afterwards. But stay tuned, folks. We're going to do a little taste test.
Rolling now.
First impressions. Small. A lot smaller than American standard Taco Bell. One burrito in America is pretty satiating. Now we'll see if this packs a punch, but I got oh, it's leaking liquid. And we didn't get napkins. I've got a tiny hand. And this is like the size of my hand. But that's fine. That speaks more to our culture than it does to the Japanese Taco Bell status. So you know what? I'm not going to dock points for that. Crunchier tortilla exterior than in America, depending on which establishment you go to. Mild sauce is good. Burrito complete. Took all of 2 minutes because it was the size of my hand. Now, my accomplices here have made the important point to note that all of this was less than 2,000 yen, which is less than 14 American dollars. Comparable, but
This is
still
more
much.
expensive.
It is per capita, per burrito,
2 little burritos and a Choco Dia.
and the cinnamon twists, which we're going to try right now. We're going to follow up with desserts. American friends, you'll recognize these if you're a Taco Bell frequenter. Now, these do look like mostly cardboard, no cinnamon sugar, which is always how I've described them. These are cardboard coated in sugar, but these do not have much sugar coating. Probably because everybody is healthier than we are. Yeah. The American ones are better. That is a rare L for a foreign American fast food iteration. But what I'm mainly curious about, are these little bad boys here, which is the Chocodilla with the mystery chocolate filling. This does look to be like the exact same tortilla that we just consumed in our burritos. So let's see how it tastes with chocolate inside.
The quest for the Holy Grail.
Oh, but these are good. Genius. Simple but genius. Easily replicable. Get yourself a tortilla. It's not Nutella, which is what I thought it would be. It literally tastes like melted Hershey Kisses. Get yourself a tortilla, melt some Hershey Kisses, throw that together, fry it in a pan for a hot second. This was the highlight of the meal. Burrito itself was okay. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but America is better. But that's what I was expecting. For example, McDonald's, if you were to go anywhere else, they somehow do it better than we do in America, and it's our origination. I'm going to give America the W for this one, which is what I was expecting. We're in Japan. And is that on me for getting Taco Bell whilst in Japan? Yes. I'm sorry. It was a moment of weakness. I'm sorry. But I just wanted to try it for the content and for sheer curiosity. This is actually really good.